Political pundit John Jordan, pollster John McLaughlin, and I have been collaborating on a series of surveys about the four legs that hold up the Democratic Party donkey: Hispanics, blacks, millennials, and suburban college-educated women. Flip any of these core constituencies, and the legless donkey comes crashing down. Just to review, in these polls collectively known as the John Jordan survey, we found that the key to the Hispanic vote was to appeal to their patriotism. And since they're offended by the leftists in the Democratic Party, who are always trying to bring down and criticize America. With blacks, the key is to target African-American men who feel that the Democratic Party only focuses on black women, an orientation reflected in Biden's insistence on naming black women to the Supreme Court without considering any African-American man. Our survey showed that the cultural priorities of the Democratic left alienate black men who feel that their role in the traditional nuclear family is being usurped by feminists. If Heather has two mommies, as the children's book suggests, who needs a daddy? Today's show focuses on how to pry loose the third leg of the donkey, college-educated suburban women. To find the answer, we polled 800 suburban college-educated women who were likely to vote. Here's what we found. The key is to join and promote the parent revolution sweeping America's schools. Other issues work too: crime, inflation, COVID, personal liberty. But the need to give parents more power over their children's education turns out to be the most important. Parents can't stand it that when the school bus door closes, they are shut out of any voice in their child's education and lose the ability to influence the moral values their children are taught. Instead, schools that do not share those values, but instead spout those of the woke left, take over. Their children are taught gender is a matter of choice. Anatomy doesn't matter. It's your internal gender identity that counts. If they're in conflict, go get an operation, and the government should pay for it. From the beginning, children can and should be exposed to alternate sexual preferences. Trans boys turned into girls should compete in girls' sports, even though they always win. All children must be vaccinated, regardless of their parents' wishes. Politically, Democrats agree with this usurpation of parental rights. We saw it in the 2021 Virginia governor's race, where Republican Glenn Youngkin beat Democratic candidate Terry McAuliffe, a big upset in a blue state. The epitaph on Terry's campaign tombstone was his famous quote that, and I quote, "I don't think parents should be telling schools what they should teach," unquote. R.I.P. The Jordan poll shows that 56% agree that parents should have more power over how their children are taught in school. Only 41% think that professional educators, not parents, know best, and we should not allow parents to second-guess their directives. College-educated suburban women sharply reject the policies that educrats, a cross between educators and bureaucrats, are pushing. 70% in our poll want schools to have to get parental permission before teaching about gender identity and sexual diversity. 86% want parents to be informed if their children are assigned sexually explicit books or pictures and have the right to object. And 78% want the majority of the members of school boards to be parents who actually have children in the schools they run, skin in the game, and they want them elected by their fellow parents. Parents are very unhappy about drug education in schools. 2/3 say that their local schools treat drug experimentation as okay and normal. Parents believe that this permissive attitude is leading to an epidemic of drug use. And virtually all mothers, 87%, disapprove of how their schools are handling drug education. The liberal push to decriminalize drug use and sale is backfiring. But beware, other issues that Republicans are pushing don't work as well. Inflation may be the number one issue nationally, but suburban college women are too rich to worry much about it. Only 1/3 say they had to change a lot of their buying habits because of higher prices. And they live in neighborhoods that are largely insulated from the national crime wave sweeping our city. Only 1/3 said that crime has risen a lot in their neighborhood in the past year or two, and half said it stayed about the same. And on COVID, their views are worlds apart from ours. Suburban college women are still petrified about the disease. 58% insist that, and I'm quoting, "We are still in an emergency situation, and that local and state officials need emergency powers to deal with the ongoing crisis." Only 42% say that politicians are unnecessarily expanding and extending the pandemic emergency to preserve the powers they gained over the past 2 years. 56% not only want vaccinations to be required, but also would authorize employers to fire anyone who refuses. Among suburban and college women, masks and vaccines are the holy grail, and the backlash we observe in Republican constituencies against them is not evident among college suburban women. To these women, the COVID mask is a badge of honor, signaling their personal virtue and commitment to helping other people. Putting a mask on your face is like putting a bumper sticker on your car. Wearing a mask each day is, of course, an intimate act, and suburban college women wear theirs proudly. The fundamental division in party views of mandates lies at the very core of the loyalty to college suburban women. To them, opposition to mandates, a positive among Republicans, indicates a callous disregard for the health of other people. Unmasked people showing that they don't care. In appealing to suburban college women, we must stop short of arguing that mandates are unnecessary or outdated. This is a red line. COVID is an issue that at this time we just can't use to win these voters. But standing tall on the issue of parent power can be the key to big Republican victories in the 22 election. Nothing so infuriates suburban parents as the arrogant spectacle of liberal education bureaucrats deciding delicate questions of morality and values and imposing their views on their children.